What's going on, everyone? We got to talk about ZCASH here because, as you guys can see, ZCASH is kind of pulling back right now, and we had a nice pump inside of ZCASH. We did some pretty big numbers. We went all the way up to a $10.6 billion market cap, which was close to $700, $650, well, $640, and now we're having that pullback. But I'm going to talk about where I believe this is about to go next. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into it. So, like I was mentioning before, Zcash was doing some pretty big numbers this week and last week, and this whole month. 50% in the month, 57% in the last 2 weeks, 35% in the last week, and we're down 5.2% in the last 24 hours. So it does leave some room for Zcash to grow a little bit more. And actually, this video was requested by a member of the channel. So if you want to become a member of the channel, go ahead and do that, and I'll go ahead and go over any projects for you as long as it's not some type of low cap scam coin. So go ahead and become a member of the channel, only $10 a month. But let's continue to talk about Zcash here, because this is actually a big opportunity. I've been noticing a few different things here. We're going to talk about the technicals here in a second on Zcash, but I just want to talk about two little things here. This guy says Zcash pump equals Bitcoin top. Is this time different? Remember last time when Zcash did its huge pump? When it did that, we did see Bitcoin top out, right? If you look here, he does depict this in the proper manner. You do see Bitcoin topping out up here at the top as Zcash is doing its huge pump. And then same thing here. So is Bitcoin topping out, and is Zcash about to pump? Like, I've been making Bitcoin videos, and every single day or every single video I've been noticing Bitcoin is building bullish divergence, right? Or bearish divergence. You see lower highs on here on the MACD, right? You see those lower highs on the MACD, and then you see the higher highs on the chart. And if you look right here, that is bearish divergence. Higher highs here on the chart while getting lower highs on the MACD. So yes, Bitcoin is about to top out, and it's building that that bearish divergence. And then again, if you come back here and look at Zcash, he says Zcash pump equals Bitcoin top. So Zcash might actually continue to pump from here. So I think we're going to see a nice pump for Zcash. I think we're going to end up seeing it getting up to this Fibonacci at $700 pretty soon. Well, it's really $680, but I do believe that it will go up to even $700. So that'll be good as well. And then this post here says Zcash has one of the best looking charts in crypto right now. I think $1,000 per Zcash is only a matter of time. Yeah, I do think that's possible. And Zcash has this weird thing where it's like easy to blow past Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin can be bearish, and then Zcash will literally break away from it and do what it wants to do, which a lot of cryptos don't really have the power in the community to pump without Bitcoin, right? So that's a good thing with Zcash. But let's talk about technicals here. So the first thing I kind of want to go over, we can talk about the weekly chart, and then we're going to go down from there, right? So I'm going to explain a couple of things. So we had this falling wedge right here, right? And as we know, falling wedges are bullish patterns. You already know that. Easy stuff, easy stuff. And then we also had our bull flag, which just now led us to going up. So the falling wedge led to this run right here, right? So the second we hit the bottom of the falling wedge, it led to the run, right? And then we run into this, which is a bull flag. So then we run into that bull flag, which is a bullish pattern, obviously, right? And now we are seeing that we had a huge run after that bull flag, and now this is just a pullback zone. So we have a few options here at this pullback zone, right? One option is to bounce off of our support here at $540. And again, like I said, we'll start with the weekly chart. One option here is to bounce off of this $540 support zone, right? And then push up to $680. Well, 690 technically. And that's just one of those options, right? And if you look at that option, we also have the MACD here, and this is kind of how bullish divergence is built. You have your higher lows on the chart. This is going to be another higher low, probably going to stop right there. Even if it stops right here, that's still good, right? And if that happens, what else is going to happen? Because remember, a lower high, I mean, and then you see the higher high, right? So if you look here on the MACD, lower high, boom, lower high, boom. And if you back that up to looking on the charts, you see higher high right here. What happens next? We push higher and we get that higher high right up here. So if this is building bearish divergence, boom, boom, and then you look over here, higher high, boom, higher high, boom. Lower high on MACD, higher high on charts. So that's exactly what we're building right now. It's exactly what's going on in Bitcoin too. But Bitcoin has reached its max. Bitcoin is topping out. On the other hand, I don't think Zcash is topping out right now. I think Zcash has another leg up to go and possibly even another one to push it up to $1,000, right? It depends how long this one lasts. Do we stop here on this Zcash pump? When I mean here, I mean like right here for the MACD, or does the MACD just stop here, right? Because this one stops here and then we have the lower high. Does it stop there or is it going to be stopping there? Because if it stops around here on this level, then that means we're going to stop at like 690, right? If it stops up here, possibly we can get out to like 700 plus 750, pull back, and then come back for like a another pump, which brings it up to 1,000. So there's a possibility for that, but still this is bearish divergence, so we still want to be careful. We want to see how much further can we push this thing, how much further can we pump, and then we have the white line here, which is the 200-day moving average, and then the red line, which is the 50-day simple moving average. And these are so significant because if it pulls back, we may pull back to the 200-day and use it as support. That is going to be around $400 to this Fibonacci around 340, or the 50-day simple moving average, which is by the time that we get there could be anywhere around $300 to $210, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at there. But I do believe we're still building right now on ZCASH. So I think we're still good. We're still building that bearish divergence, which means that we can still create new highs here on the charts. So yeah, that is what I'm looking for right now on ZCASH. And actually, if you want to look at it from this perspective as well, look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the daily chart, by the way. If you look at the daily chart from here to where we are now, what just now happened on the bullish divergence chart here? Remember, lower lows on the chart, higher lows on the MACD. So we were talking about bearish divergence before. Now we're talking bullish divergence. Lower lows on the chart, higher lows on the MACD. What do you see here on the charts? Lower lows on the chart, starting from here, boom, boom, created lower lows, and then boom, now bullishness kicks in because the bullish divergence has taken over. What do you think is happening now? Now is the opposite end. Divergence is the divergence charts on the MACD. They're pretty much ahead of each other. So now what do you think is happening? Now we are entering into bearish divergence. But remember, it's ahead of each other. It's ahead of itself. So what do you see in bearish divergence? You're going to see higher highs on the charts, right? While simultaneously getting lower highs on a MACD. So we just now switched. So this is the new high on the chart here, or on the MACD. And now we might see the next one being down here, but it's going to be a higher price because the highs on the charts are going to get higher while the highs on the MACD gets lower. Then it's probably going to end up down here, but it's going to end up slowly grinding upwards, right? And again, that's going to look like a push up to $700 to $1,000, anywhere from there. So I think this is a super good thing for the charts here, okay? I think it's a super good thing. Now, we also have the percent R trending exhaustion on the daily chart. It is overbought, but remember, these things can stay overbought for an extended period of time, like we've seen here. It becomes overbought, pulls back, and then pushes up again, pulls back, pushes up again. So we could see that easily with this, right? And the whole time it was pulling back and pushing up again. I don't want to just say, hey, pulling back, pushing up again. Like, people are going to be like, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is, look, we became overbought on the percent R trend exhaustion all the way back here in September before the rally. And then you can see it right here, stays overbought all the way up until this point right here, which is November of 2025. So this is actually very significant too. So you definitely want to understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to say it a little bit slower. So from around September 30th to October 1st, we were overbought on the percent R trend exhaustion, and we pushed it all the way till November 18th of 2025, right? And from there, you see us go all the way from $50 in Zcash all the way up here to around $750 in Zcash. So we stayed overbought in the percent R trend exhaustion that whole entire time. And we literally did the same exact thing. We had a lower high here because we were now switching into our bearish divergence. And then we had this. But then after that, we didn't create any higher highs. Then we started to create what? Lower highs. Boom, boom. And then you can see the highs started getting lower, but the price continued to grind upwards. And that is exactly how divergence works. So we also seen the example here on the percent R trading session, how it stayed overbought for a couple months, and it literally grinded up the whole time from the price going from $50 to $750. Now we are seeing the same thing where we're overbought on the percent R trend exhaustion. We're about to start building bearish divergence. Maybe we pull back to 540, 550. Maybe we pull back to 300. But that next push, I feel like is going to be higher than the previous. So it's going to be higher than $640. Next push should push us to 690 or all the way up here to this Fibonacci at 870 or possibly even pushing us to $1,000. So that's what I'm expecting on in this next push. And then we can look at the 4-hour chart. We're about to bounce off that 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. So this actually might give us that push up to $690, right? Because you can look here, we're going to start creating, again, bullish divergence. And now you're going to see some buying pressure come in right here and then switch to more buying pressure. It is probably going to end up stopping midway here. And then you're going to start seeing that bullish divergence continuing to build right there. And as you see that, price continues to grind upwards. So Zcash is in a very good spot technically. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover there. But yeah, this is pretty much all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to show how good of a setup Zcash actually has for the near future. So yeah, this is a very good thing for Zcash. And again, I think it can grind up to $1,000. The next breakout we're looking for is going to be up to 690. I'm just going to round it to 700, but the technical level is 690, not 700. So remember, it's possible it can hit 690 and then pull back, right? And we're looking at highs higher than 740 because that's the previous area. Remember, with bullish divergence, we're creating higher, or with bearish divergence, we're creating higher highs on the chart, and then we're creating lower highs on the MACD, right? And at this point, the next higher high again is going to bring us to about 870. So that is the current target. And then I think from 1,000, it can go up from there, go up to 1,000 from there. So yeah, this is pretty much all I got for you guys today. Again, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Check out the link in the description for Avantisfy, best DeFi trading platform out there. You can do DeFi perps trading up to 500x leverage. And you can use the discount code inside the description to get some percentage taking off of your fees. So go ahead and check that out, link in the description. And also become a member of the channel. The person who requested this video was a member. And like I said, I go over the members request first. And then the next one's going to be Avantis. So I go over their request first. So if you guys want me to do a specific video for you, go ahead and become a member of the channel, only $10 a month. And then I'll go literally over anything as long as it's not a low cap scam coin. But anyways, this is all I got for you guys today. As always, I'll be back with another video.